Hey everybody, this is Joe. I'm here in my Houston, Texas garden. I'm in zone 9A and I'm just making a couple of short videos. If you saw in my community tab what happened to me, I broke this ankle and 2 bones in this foot. And here's the scene of the crime right there, coming down that step. And so I'm finally able to hobble around. The weeds are insane. Very little deadheading, only deadheading right along this edge where I could put a little stool has happened. And so it's for not having any attention really for the last 3 weeks. I'm thinking I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty great. And we've had a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks. And so of course that helps after this terrible drought from the summer. So I'm just gonna do a little section at a time because I can only walk so far before I need to put my foot up. So I am loving this little bright blue salvia. Oh my goodness, right? Incredible color. And this is the best it's ever done. And so most of it died, but this is one giant plant and I love it. I'm so happy. And then I've got, this is a pink skullcap, that's native to Texas. And it got a little bit overtaken, but I think it's pretty happy with this cooler weather. And then the wonderful gomphrena in that pot continues to just do great. I've tried to deadhead right here, but that's about it. And then also looking wonderful, I'm sorry for the bumpy ride you're gonna get because I'm not walking very well. This wonderful salvia, we think it is coral nymph salvia, and look how pretty. I just love it. It's so delicate. And then some scruffy things and so many weeds, you guys, so many weeds. But I think this coral nymph, that's what all of this is, y'all. It has just put volunteers out everywhere. And then I've got great blue bonnets. And just as I had hoped and planned, now there's a lot of weeds, but most of this is Texas bluebonnets that will grow all among these flowers, these pots, and be all puffy and blue. And I'm thrilled that that's happening. And my pots look pretty good as well. I think they are liking the cooler weather, a nice sun. And then right here I've got Souvenir de Saint Anne, which is a beautiful rose. It does really well in a little bit cooler weather. So pretty, semi-double, and it's got lots. I've had a lot of flowers on it this fall. And then this is a 290 pink buttons, which is the cutest little rose bush. Look how tiny. And I just keep clipping it. It looks fantastic. Now that things have rained and cooled off, it looks so great. And then this is the Gulf muley, pink muley grass, which is native to Texas. And they're looking pretty good. Even the one that Mrs. Doubtfire was sleeping on is making an effort here. Now I'm not gonna go that way. I'm just gonna make my little video go this far. This is Old Blush. You don't get a more stalwart rose bush than Old Blush. They used to have this growing in the Antique Rose Emporium parking lot in Brenham, Texas. And when it was time to prune them, they literally took out electric hedge trimmers and just whacked it down. You cannot, these bushes are 20 years old. I've moved them across town and you can't go wrong. And that one is in so much shade and it still blooms. It's a great rose. It's not a beautiful, delicate David Austin rose, but goodness, it's a great rose. And if you need color, if you need a hedge of roses, that's the way to go, Old Blush. And that's about as big as it gets, about 4 feet high, maybe 5, about 4 feet wide, and that's about as big as it gets. It's a great plant. I've got this pretty, this is Cousin It, who I bought it without a tag, so I don't really know what it's called. But if it rains enough, 2 years ago we had so much rain that this was green in December. The last 2 years with the drought, it's already had turned brown very early in the game. But usually it's green and then it kind of goes a little bit maroon, and it's just a lovely, lovely plant with beautiful inflorescences that stay all winter long. And then I've got some more. I've got parsley. That's my little theme. This parsley will get, those 3 little plants will get 4 feet tall and probably 3 feet wide and be a froth of yellow flowers in the spring. And it's a host plant for eastern black swallowtail butterflies. So I think when this is through being huge and fluffy, I can trim it back and then we can see better. This is Gentle Hermione, and it is so delicate. I just love that plant. And then up here we've got a purple porterweed. If I could get closer, I could show you the little purple flowers on it. But that thing, when it cooled off and got enough rain, it really has doubled in size almost in the last 2 months. And then I have my little dahlias in a pot that's struggling. They're still alive. I can't believe it, but I've never grown dahlias in a pot like that, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen when it gets cold or if it will survive. And then the last time I had this, it didn't have any flowers on it. This is a desert rose. It's native to Texas. Look how sweet. And it's covered. It'll be covered with pink flowers, and it'll probably be, gosh, I mean, it can be 5 by 5. I'll try to keep it clipped away from the rose. And I had all that agastache back here, and it all died. So I don't have to dig it up and move it because it just died. So sometimes it's a blessing to have things. It was pretty scruffy anyway. And this lance leaf coreopsis, I cut back really hard at the end of the summer. The foliage has come back beautifully, but I'm only getting about 1 flower a week. So 1 at a time anyway. So, but I'm real thrilled with that. And that should, overwinter fine and come back. And then, oh my goodness, you guys, this aquatic milkweed over here is so pretty. And it, I had a very late monarch come probably 6 weeks ago, and they should be flying to Mexico and not laying eggs, but I hadn't had this covered or cut back. And they laid eggs, and the caterpillars ate this to the ground, and then I think they all got eaten by lizards or wasps, and so circle of life, y'all. But since it got eaten back, it is fleshed out even thicker and more beautiful. And then the last thing I'm going to show you before I go put my foot up is this is Mrs. B. Arcant, and it always blooms in December. And even though we had that drought, it pulled out all the stops. Now they got knocked down a lot in the rain 2 days ago, but there were tons of huge roses. And let me zoom in on this one. They're so beautiful. And this is still just the very best. My goodness, it's the best rose bush. And so it will put out another huge flush in March maybe. Anyway, it's worth growing. It's a fantastic rose. Well, you guys, thanks for looking, and I will be making another video in the back in a little whiles, maybe tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having fun out in your gardens. Bye-bye.